Medical professionals are promoting healthy living in Hancock County. They're doing it by administering free health assessments.
And WGEM Shakayla McCamick is back from Nauvoo. And Shakayla, they're hoping this promotes more preventative health care, correct?
Yes, Mackenzie and Daniel, Memorial Medical Clinic Nauvoo and Nauvoo Pharmacy hosted an open house today. The goal was to encourage locals to ask medical questions and acknowledge medical concerns they might have been neglecting.
A lot of times I think people, until they have a medical condition that's bothering them in some way, they're not proactive in prevention.
It's an issue family nurse practitioner Tony Washaleski says plagues many residents in Hancock County. That's why Memorial Medical Clinic Nauvoo and Nauvoo Pharmacy are hosting an open house. The medical facilities are inviting the public to come in and meet and greet with local healthcare providers. More than that, Washaleski says visitors have the opportunity to get some health screenings done to hopefully catch a medical concern they've been ignoring.
By doing screenings like this, we can catch problems when they're small and not let them exacerbate out of control.
Visitors have the chance to test their blood sugar levels and get blood pressure checks. Wojciechowski says being able to provide these screenings through the open house is important because if something like high blood pressure goes untreated for too long, it will hinder your health.
Eventually it can harm your heart and kidneys.
Okay. Nauvoo pharmacy owner Maddie Haas says rural pharmacies like hers are pivotal in providing preventative health care to residents.
Be a place that people can come to at least ask questions, and then we can hopefully direct them to other healthcare providers should we need to.
She recently launched compliance packaging for residents, allowing locals to pick up all their medications at one time with the dosage and time to take them spelled out, allowing those in need to get the meds they need in an easy way.
Helping them take their medications as prescribed appropriately.
At the open house, residents were encouraged to participate in a grip strength screening to measure where their strength stands for their age group. Wazalewski says he hopes to see more of these events in the future because many residents benefit from them, as he's seen some discover they're diabetic just by doing these free screenings. In the newsroom, Shakayla McCamick, WGEM News.
And thank you, Shakayla. And healthcare providers at the open house also discussed the money that preventative care can save you. Haas says if you take action now in treating your medical issues and take the meds you should, you could potentially save yourself from intense medical procedures in the future and add years to your life.